the other way. 2 of 9 in this quarter. Simmons, oh, don't get in his way.
I get the impression that that is not nearly enough. I asked him what he wants to do better this year.
Here's to shoot well. The only change for the Bulls, they have brought in second-year LSU player Antonio Blakeney in the other end.
Young Chicago Bulls can compete on a nightly basis.
Inside, Simmons from Covington.
Simmons to the rack.
Rom, I'm not sure, but unbelievable people.
Rom is correct.
Be doing down the stretch when the game's on the line, you're in the lineup.
Nice lead on Amir Yards, by the way, at halftime. 0 for 7 from the floor as Simmons. Marjanovic, marvelous defense by Covington. Simmons on a breakaway, and he throws it down.
Kept it simple.
Simmons, in that time, the ball movement much more.
After a victory. Nets turn it over. Simmons storms in and finishes with 2. But still, Kenny Atkinson breaking that one down, not totally happy. Simmons on the reverse.
In transition, and Ben Simmons has a little room service slam dunk by 13. Simmons great in and out, and boom!
We were done with film, and we were just still sitting there just talking about everything.
Simmons on a breakaway. Simmons got a piece of the rock there, leads the parade and slams for 2.
Biding his time, nice pass.
Yep. That was depth on the deck. Bolts on the deck, came up with a steal, somehow got it to Simmons, who threw.
Floor big enough. If Embiid has Gasol, here's Simmons, what he does very well. Changes.
Redick, dump down. Simmons. Good hands. Ball to the floor. Embiid.
Finish this third quarter.
Shannon. No. Simmons.
Embiid will put it on the floor. The Magic close in. Great pass to Simmons.
Gobert. Simmons throwing it down. Ben Simmons.
The play, it takes his rhythm, makes him give the ball up.
Ben Simmons. Butler's used to making big shots, big situations. This time a big assist. He finds
Simmons wants it in deep against Warren. Chandler obliges, and Ben promptly throws it. He's got Ariza. He wants him. Ariza went for the steal, and Ben, who took it away from Davis, he'll escape and slam. Boy, Davis gave it away. Simmons at the center of it all, and he'll slam for 2 again.
Everything. The keep coming in.
Simmons off the 1 in games decided by 3 or fewer points. As Simmons got deep post position, the Oubre miss.
Sixers really intent on pushing it.
Nice lead on McConnell.
We talked about again that Cavalier game last year when he was in Cleveland. Wow. Nice backdoor.
Backdoor indeed. Redick. Oh, and it's hammered back.
Simmons gets into the lane and finishes. Ben Simmons. Bad pass from Jackson. Boy, there's been some sloppy passes here as Simmons gets a dunk down the other end. Fired, blocked by Drummond. Ball knocked loose, thrown up, shot won't go, thrown down by Simmons. Muscala playing with 5 fouls with the rejection. Simmons down the lane.
Him on the season. Simmons has a clear size advantage on the rookie Bruce Brown. Simmons in the open floor where he will thrive. Here is back. The Sixers come up with a turnover. The call for Simmons. Wow! Missed that pass. Is in the middle. Look at Simmons with a head of steam, slamming for 2.
And a dominant fourth quarter against the best home team in the NBA.
Because he has problems straightening it up.
Crashes inside and scores it. Ben Simmons so strong.
Guys on the defensive end turning it into offense.
Yeah, the steal and the dunk. And Simmons answers with a slam of his own.
Go back inside to Embiid. He finds Simmons and dunks it.
Oh, you got it.
Some love.
Here are his teammates out of the timeout. He got hit. No whistle. Simmons taking on Vonleh all the way to the company slams for 2. You've run the floor and had some really weird passes come your way.
Look at that.
No pass there. Lowry losing the handle. Simmons unleashed.
But yet here we are. Good look.
Redick, nice spot indeed to the plunging Simmons. Well done.
He looks like he's actually could use a few LBs nonetheless.
Step back to take a deeper shot. Simmons off the feed from Butler, and we're tied at 50.
On the Cavs, second tour here.
In Utah, Simmons, Fossen type numbers. You look at the box, he scores 31 points in a loss. Up top for Simmons.
First quarter, so just the first of the second for the Blazers. First blown defense.
Never scored that way before. Now there's something. He knows his range. He's a possibility. He's going to make a three-pointer. With this guy, they love to foul Simmons, but he'll bring the ball in. He bounced it off the backside of Thornwell.
To Suns Charities. Simmons. I would love, listen, it's a big thing you can tell about a player when he steps out on the basketball court. You see Ben with the at all times.
Ooh, got him. TJ McConnell for Simmons, who slams for 2. 3. Nice extra pass by Butler.
Skill set.
27 years old from the Czech Republic. Butler combining with Simmons. We're streaming live on the My Teams app. Here it is for Simmons. Compliments of.
On the first possession.
No.
That's Muscala for 3, and the Moose missing, but Ben Simmons turning guard.
Alley-oop to Simmons on an easy points, 10 boards. He's got 5 triple-doubles in his last 13 games. And boy, it just the help immediately. But some players it just takes longer. Simmons throws it down on a nice feed from him. Shoot. So Simmons gets past Ntilikina and no help.
And Robert becoming the elite player that he's become defensively.
Would you explain what just happened there? Butler for a plunging Simmons. Here with a rookie, Shaman. On the lob for Simmons, who threw it. Shaman leads the parade, taking on Rose. Nice hustle by Wiggins, but guess what?
Different in April than they do now. No, absolutely. Embiid had the chance to line up the seams. No. Simmons clean. Hold off. Do you wait? That's a question mark for the coaching staff. A lot for Simmons in the finish on the great pass.
I like what Pete Rose said. If he's not in the Hall of Fame, there shouldn't be a Hall of Fame.
Stolen by Brewer. Simmons won't miss that one. Timeout, Denver. And that's in a good way if you're his teammate. Alley-oop, Simmons. Well, and that's back screen 70 or more in the first half on consecutive days.
Recovery.
Wow. I mean, how about that? And then the ups and downs through the NBA. Yeah, another alley-oop, an easy basket in the paint for Philly. As if you're really both teams, because if you're Philly, Pat Riley used to always say, let's take it from 15.
Playing because he came in always angry. There's a nice alley-oop from him. Holden keeps it alive, and Simmons. And in transition, a clock to 2. Embiid, little floater. And it's followed by Pitt.
How about Landry Shamet, the rookie out of Wichita State? As you look at Ben Simmons, and it's 2-0 with the dunk in the face of Bielitsa. Now, 1 of 2 from 3. Here's Simmons. 8.
Yeah, I think this is favors the Kings very well.
But likely. Butler finds Simmons, and to me, that's where you got to foul him. Why would you give him a dunk like that?
He gets some good mismatches in around the basket. Boy, that's too.
Just misses that bunny, does Kawhi, and they get out quickly in transition. That's when it's going to pop a little bit more because you don't have one player. As you see one player right there, beautiful pass.
Part of a great story by the Denver Nuggets, the fact that they built this team without a top 5 pick. Did he fall or did he dive? Either way,
he would not be at the top of the list of offensive options, but that was well done.
Simmons, they left him alone, and he punches it.
You see Harris in the second half kind of taking away some airspace. Speaking of airspace,
good block by Simmons. And then fouls him down the other end. Simmons still jams it, though.
The guy who's made himself into the player he is.
And Simmons, you know what?
Got to wonder if the 76ers were slow to react.
Well, Simmons had an answer.
So Drew, up to a dozen. Randall's got 13, and that's way too easy. Ben.
Butler for Scott, another pass, and
as Simmons gets a steal and a dunk.
An emphatic dunk. Trying to make the playoffs for the first time in a long time. It would be Gordon's first experience.
A 1-point lead. Simmons gallops and flushes.
And plus by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. And Ben Simmons runs over Tucker. Harris probing. Nice feed inside to Simmons. Picked him clean. Got it either way there. Nice. Simmons with that down under back and couldn't. Simmons downhill. Lethal, folks.
Cleveland's benefit. Absolutely it does. They came in here on fumes and the slam. Simmons slamming for two.
He wants J.J. Redick to do. J.J. can shoot. Out of bounds. Quick, they get it up the floor. Embiid with the fadeaway. Simmons and one express for Chris Middleton. He's their second leading scorer with shade under 18. Wow. There you go. Simmons on the attack again. Goes quick on Lopez. Tough shot. Followed by Simmons. Nice. Back at you.
Used to put up magical numbers. 25 points per game. Close to 6 assists. And back to
signing free agents.
Ben Simmons back into the game. He does that real well. 9 lead changes here in the first half. Hornets lose track of Ben Simmons. 3 dunks.
Offensively.
Simmons.
Ben Simmons, but to the hands of Embiid. Butler sidesteps Bembry, gives it up, and Simmons jams.
It looks like that.
Well, and the things we talked about, what to watch, they're there for a reason. Nice catch. Wow, I'll take.
Driving, giving, Simmons twisting, missing, but with the left hand.
8-2. The lead to start the game, and there's a dunk for Simmons cruising. Simmons, and floor right now.
Nice pass by Embiid. The dunk by Simmons.
3 seconds. Redick gets a long 2. And Simmons, nasty.
Poked away. Simmons the leak out, and he soars in.
Because he knows how to impact the game in a lot of different ways. And see there by D'Lo.
Look at that jam by Simmons.
You just missed the shot when you get it off.
Simmons with 6 to shoot. Down the paint! The GM Elton Brand made this year, Jimmy Butler in November. As Simmons with a hard two-handed.
Goodness.
Simmons wide open.
But here early on, they are up for the challenge.
Simmons has 1 shot, now 2. J.J. Redick. Simmons cuts to the rim.
Backdoor to Butler inside. Beautiful pass to Simmons. Embiid at the other end. Finds Simmons. Great ball movement. Hit by Redick. It was unintentional, and Simmons with an easy bucket at the other end. It'll be Sunday in Toronto. Our friends at TNT will have that. Here's Butler, alley-oop, and Simmons with a put down. Embiid drives, hangs, can't finish. Oh, Simmons!